Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are gonna do a project. Well, really, you guys are helping me get motivated to finish some things that I have been putting off for weeks, maybe even months. And I just need a little motivation. Like, I need a kick in the pants to get everything complete. I'm sure all of you out there have a ton of small little to-dos around the house that you just put off because there's bigger projects that need to be done, or you're like, I'll get to it tomorrow. And that is what I want to tackle today. All those small little projects that just seem to take up, or just seem like, I'll get to it later. I thought I would bring you guys along and help give me a little bit of motivation to get them all done. Let's make a list of all the things that need to get done around here. So, I have been thinking and going through my house and getting it all figured out. We're gonna write it down. Tell me below, are you a notes person on your phone, or are you old school classic notebook and pen? Because I love a good to-do list. There is nothing better than taking your pen and striking through it. So first and foremost, number one that I wanna do is touch up paint around the house in the wall color. There is some spots when they inserted our new window that they like dinged the wall. In the laundry room. So I want to update that. I also had a moment where I hung some Christmas decor with command strips and it ripped paint off the wall because it was too heavy. So I want to touch that up. I also need to touch up some trim paint. Need to hang or install, need to install some new fire alarms. The ones we currently have are ultra sensitive, which is great, except for every time we cook, they get set off. Even when nothing is burning, there is no smoke, so I'm not really sure. I think it's the heat of the stove or something. I don't know, y'all. It's like in the kitchen, we're cooking, and then like 20 yards away in the hallway, it's going off. So I'm not really sure why that's happening. I think they look really old. So I just want to replace them with new ones and make sure they're good. I also want to create some pillow covers for my primary bedroom. I bought some fabric and I really want to make some Euro covers. It is also pouring down rain outside, y'all. Some of the things that I wanted to do were outside, and this weekend they just may not happen, which is fine, but you know. I also have a plant that needs to be potted. I need to restain the front deck. It's not the whole thing, just a part of it. The stain that they used when we had the house painted did not take well. Like, I don't know if the boards are bad, so I need to at least assess that. Let me think. There's some other things. There is also a dink on my dresser that I want to use Restore Finish on. And I also need to move my indoor plants outdoors, like the tropical ones outdoors for the summer, because a lot of them really thrive and like they tend to grow and get a lot more sunlight, and the humidity is really good for those. And then lastly, I need to touch some paint up on my drop zone area. I did a little sloppy job on my painting. I didn't mean to, but I didn't have time to fix it. So I do want to go back and fix that. I know there might be some other things that I go through this list as I'm going through the house and see that I need to do. So I definitely want to like knock some of these out. Again, like I said, it's nice to have a little bit of motivation to get these things done and just chip away at them. None of these take a long time. Literally, not one single one of them takes more than like 30 minutes, right? Maybe the pillow, making the covers might take a little bit longer. However, not doing it, like this list, I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but there's quite a few areas that need update, like paint updates. And it just seems daunting to get all these little menial tasks done. So I'm taking today and this weekend to get everything done. Now, the weather might limit some of these, so it might be a little bit longer just due to the weather. Because y'all, it is pouring down rain right now. And I think it's supposed to rain all weekend, which really just makes me want to curl up on the couch and do absolutely nothing. But we're not going to do that. We are going to get some things done around the house. I know I need to do a little bit of prep work to get ready for paint, so I'm going to start with that, and then we might just go line by line, or we might move around on the list. We'll see what happens. But anyway, let's get to it. So I've got these spots up here where when I was hanging decorations, the paint peeled off when my garland fell down. So I'm gonna give these a quick sand and then they'll be ready to paint as well. Okay, I'm ready to paint this little area. Oh, don't laugh at me. I didn't have a stir stick, so I just used this plant one. I really need to get some more at Home Depot next time I go. You see that? It's not a perfect stripe up there where I was in a hurry to paint, especially like over here. So I'm gonna give that a touch up. I feel like a witch stirring my cauldron of color. Again, so easy. Just, it'll take me longer to wash this brush than it took me to paint all of that. Seriously, y'all. Like, I don't know why I'm so lazy sometimes. Okay, next up are these smoke alarms. Y'all, I literally was making a frozen pizza tonight and the blessed thing went off again. And again, not the one that is in the kitchen dining area, but the one in the hallway. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but we got these Ciderlink photoelectric smoke alarms, whatever that means. They were highly rated on Amazon. If I can, I'll link them below. So I'm not really sure how they work. So I'm gonna read the instructions. Apparently you're supposed to have a smoke alarm in every room, which makes sense. We don't. We probably should get some more. But these aren't really the install instructions. I mean, it is, but it just says install. I'm not the engineer of the family. Okay, now that she's outside, these things scare her to death, y'all. I know they're loud, so. Works. Like, the install instructions are not helpful. Like, what does this piece do? Like, they gave screws. They did give screws and anchors, but then they also gave this, and it doesn't say. I gotta figure this out and then come back. Okay, I figured it out, y'all. You have two different mounting options. So you can either use the screws to mount it, or you can use the 3M double-sided tape. Unfortunately, we have acoustic textured ceiling, so I don't think the 3M tape is gonna work for us. So we're gonna use the screws. So I'm gonna take the current one down, and then we'll see what we're working with. This is the one that goes off all of the time, and I don't know why. Like everything else in this house is not a Phillips head, it's a flat head. So now I gotta go get another screwdriver. Alright guys, I am ready to plant a little bit. I have got a begonia. I have also got some cilantro and some rosemary that I'm going to plant today. I searched high and low for a pot that matched my front chairs in color, couldn't find one, so I spray painted one. Is it exactly what I want? Nope. Is it going to work? Yep. So I'm going to put my begonia in this. I think that'll look pretty. And then I have some other pots that I'm going to put the herbs in. So let's start with filling this up. So I'm going to kind of make a crevice here. This is older dirt, so just want to make sure there aren't too many big clumps, and carve out a little space for this guy. I've had it for far too long, so it is beyond time. Let's take off some of that dry soil. So it can get the nutrients. And then I'll give it a good water. These chipmunks that are quite a nuisance, and they are digging the dirt out of all of my pots. It's driving me bonkers, y'all. Delilah actually got a hold of one a couple weeks ago, and I had to save the chipmunk from her, so that was not great. All right, one done. All right, I've got these bigger pots. They're probably a little too large for the herbs I have, but I want to make sure that it has room to grow. So I'm going to start by filling these up. So again, just going to make a little, chop up the soil, make sure it's nice and loose. Oops, and not fling it out everywhere. And make a little crevice for this. The mosquitoes are something fierce right now too. I always love to plant herbs in the summer because then it just makes your summer salads that better, period. All right, guys, we can call this project done, which is phenomenal. Yay, hooray. Okay guys, I'm finally getting around to these last couple of tasks. I need to apply Restore Finish to this dresser, the top and the side. And then I need to paint the trim. So I'm hoping that this goes pretty quick. There's just a couple of dings and scratches that need to have like a little touch up to them. So I want to give it the update really quickly. So you can pick this up at any of your local hardware stores. There are different colorations for different wood types. This is the mahogany, which is pretty close to what this dresser is. So you want to pick the one up that's closest to the color. You want to use like a cloth and just pour a little bit and clean the top. When we were moving, we ended up getting this scratch. Now, this is not going to fill the the space, and I can't really do a whole lot about this, but it will help to fix the coloration and hide that scratch and ding a little bit better. This has a veneer, and so there's limited things you can do to fix it. However, it does help. This does have a really strong smell though, so it's something to keep in mind if you're sensitive to smells, that you will smell this. It's kind of got a polyurethane scent to it. So just something to keep in mind. Alright guys, one more thing checked off the list. So I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. And let it really get in there before I put everything back on here. And then I'm gonna go paint the trim that is in the mudroom. I've got some trim that needs to be painted in there, and that'll be the last thing that I have to do on my to-do list. Okay, last thing on the list to do is to paint the window trim where we had a new window installed. I've been meaning to do this for months. I think they installed it back in February. So again, it's one of those things that it doesn't take long to do. You just have to get it done. And I've been procrastinating a lot lately, and I need to do better about it. I obviously did not get everything on my to-do list completed, which is, you know, okay. Like, it's not the end of the world that I didn't get everything done. All that other stuff will still be here waiting for me to do it whenever I have a free moment. However, I got most of it done, and these are little things that I've been meaning to do, like I said, for months. So I'm going to use the color that I used on the bookshelves and everywhere else on the trim. It's called Fresh Popcorn. It's a bear color. Okay, so on this list I had touch up the wall paint, which we did, touch up my trim paint, which literally drying as we speak, install fire alarms, that was one of the first things we did, make my pillow covers. I didn't get around to that. It's okay, I'll do that at some point. I planted my begonias. I was unable to find the fabric paint that I wanted for my umbrellas, so I'm gonna circle back and probably have to order that off Amazon. I did the Restore Finish on the dresser, and I moved my plants, and I painted the drop zone. So really I got
8 out of the 10 things done on my to-do list, and pretty happy with that. Oh, and something that was not on this list was installing my coat rack, which I also did. So I got 9 out of 11 things done, which realistically, like, that's a pretty good count. Pretty good count. So yeah, tell me in the comments below, what little task have you been putting off that you really need to just like bite the bullet and get it done? Tell me in the comments below. I want to know, are you good about doing it as it comes? Do you put it off? Do you wait until you have a lot of stuff to do and kind of like knock them all out in one day? Do you chip away at them over a week or two? This I had planned to do in one day, and honestly, just the day got away from me, so I did it in multiple days. Anyway, if you liked today's video, make sure to click that like button and hit subscribe, and come back every Saturday for a new video. I upload every Saturday morning. Grab a cup of coffee, come along this wild DIY decor journey with me, whatever you want to call it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye.